What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast. Back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda, back as always. Amanda, you have a four-game lead now. You picked up three games last week. I need to try to gain some ground this week.
To be fair, though, I thought it was going to go the other way. A couple of those games, my team started out low scoring in the first half. There was two epic comebacks there for my picks. I was like, you even were like, "Hey, don't put that they lost yet," and I was like, "No, the game's over." My bad. My apologies.
I was so mad at the Jags. That's the one. I was like, they got a big lead, 29-10 going to the fourth, and they still blew it. So that one
There was some
frustrated me.
crazy blown leads last week. Like, I feel like you didn't know what was happening unless you watched the last 4 minutes of a game. Like, trust
Yeah.
nothing this year. You can't trust anyone. No score is safe. No lead is safe. No. Mm-mm.
Absolutely. And this week is going to be very similar, very crazy. A lot of big games coming
Wait,
up.
what? The NFL had some conversation. They're putting such good competitive games in those afternoon slots. But this week they lined up the three best games, like back to back to back, super competitive, well matched. I'm like, damn it, I want those at separate times. Like, is it time to start
Yeah.
flexing some of these games to singular time slots?
Seriously. And like, we didn't need to watch Patriots Jets on Thursday night. We don't need to watch Raiders Cowboys on Monday night. Let's put the best games in those
Yeah.
primetime slots.
Yeah. And they're overlapping too. It's like nobody needs to see the Jets in prime time ever or the Raiders. So, like until their teams start actually winning games, like
Yeah.
nobody wants to see a two-win team go into a prime time slot in week 11.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
nobody wants
So,
that.
yeah, hopefully they get it figured out. But there's going to be some great games this week. And it started out on Thursday night with the 2-7 Jets at the 8-2 Patriots, New England on a 7-game winning streak. And what did you think? I call them the New England Chargers ass uniforms. What did you think of those?
I didn't love them. And what's funny is I walked past the TV and like I just kind of like shorted out for a second. I was like, wait, are they playing the Giants? Like I was like, oh, New England's playing today. I forgot that they were wearing the uniforms. I don't love them. Like I feel like
Yeah.
the dark navy blue for the Pats is just so classic. Like that's one
Yeah.
that doesn't need messed with. Like I they need to just leave their jerseys alone. Some throwbacks can be left alone. Pittsburgh Steelers, their Bumblebee Transformers, no one needs those. Green Bay with their fake leather helmets, that's stupid. Don't do that again. No.
Yeah. Yeah, they're experimenting a little too much with these uniforms. It's like just keep it classic. Jets did a pretty good job of staying competitive in this game. They got out to a 7-0 lead. It was 14-7 at halftime, 21-14. The Patriots eventually pull away to win 27-14. But I thought the Jets defense did a pretty good job against what's been a red hot Patriots offense, you know?
Yeah, their defense really stepped up in this one, and we know that they have talent on defense. What I found entertaining in this one is last week Justin Fields had six completed passes, and they still squeaked off a pretty close game there. And this one, I mean, he 15 completions. But their trade bringing in Adonai Mitchell doesn't seem to be working out. Did you see how bad his missed catches were?
Yeah, he's in danger. I mean, with how his remember he was the one that dropped the ball. He had that one game with all those mistakes
Yeah.
that cost the Colts a win. He gets a fresh start in New York,
And does
and he
the
had
same
two,
thing.
yeah, two massive drops, and he's got talent. You got to cut out those mistakes. Not good at all. But with no Garrett Wilson, we expected the Patriots to run away with this one. But Fields did his best, 173 combined yards, two touchdowns. And how about John Mechie was like his number one receiver? He at least made some plays.
They're just really working with not a lot of talent on offense in this game. Like you look at who they have out there. I was hoping to get more out of the running back duo coming into this season. That hasn't panned out. Justin Fields, I thought maybe he just need a better coaching staff and more development. He found neither in New York, so that hasn't worked out. But the defense really stepped up and kept them in this one, honestly. Like up to the halftime mark, it could have gone either way. Like the Patriots came out in the second half and pulled away, but the Jets kept it competitive in the first half.
Which is pretty interesting considering they just traded away their two best defenders in Quinton Williams and Sauce Gardner. So,
Yeah, there's something to be said for getting rid of the big personalities and letting the little people prove themselves without the
yeah,
big names floating around the locker room.
yeah, they did a good job. But I mean, we got to give credit to the Patriots. I was talking up Mike Vrabel and this team in the offseason and saying, keep an eye on them. They seem like a playoff team to me. But even I didn't see them on pace to win the division and Drake May playing at an MVP level.
Yeah.
Credit to Mike Vrabel and that team. They're overachieving like crazy.
It cracks me up that the social media posts are like, "Oh, thank God New York is out of their or New England is out of their drought." There are preschoolers in New England who haven't seen their team win a Super Bowl. Those poor babies. So funny.
Ridiculous.
They're spoiled. Good for them
Yeah.
though.
But great job for the Patriots. And then how about rookie running back Travion Henderson? We expected this type of impact immediately, and it took him a couple weeks to get going, but now he seems to be like a huge boost to that offense.
It's crazy to me that people were calling him a bust in weeks 3 and 4. And I was like, no,
Yeah,
he needs to warm up a little bit. Like, quit giving up on rookies before they've had a season to develop. But holy cow, he's got some
yeah.
wheels. Like he's looked so great the past couple weeks.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns in 2 games, 3 touchdowns in this game. He's been great. Stephon Diggs, has been consistent. He's been a locker room leader, 9 catches for 105 yards in this game.
He needs to not throw
Um,
balls to cheerleaders, though.
that
Mm-mm.
was funny.
That's not funny. No, we don't interact with pretty cheerleaders on the day your baby mama has a baby. Like,
That's true.
no, Cardi B is off having a baby that day and he's interacting with cheerleaders. Like, no, bro. Nobody
Any
else in the
other
game did
day.
that. It's not like that's a thing that they do. It's
Yeah,
not like he did like a Lambo Leap thing. Like, no, he's picked out one pretty cheer. Like, no, you don't need to do that. That's fucking like there's a reason all the players on the team said if there was one player they wouldn't let date their sister, it would be him. Like,
yeah.
that was
He's had
so
a
shady, dude.
reputation. Yeah. So good luck on that front with Diggs, with the Diggs family. Um, And yeah, I mean, Patriots 9-2, and they just keep on rolling. So we'll see. What are your thoughts on the Bills potentially catching the Patriots? Are you still holding out hope for another division championship, or is it just get into the playoffs and play your best football?
I mean, we've seen so many teams go to the Super Bowl without winning their division. I
Yeah.
think with the expanded playoffs, like just get there. Like you make it past the wild card round, past the divisional round. I don't care how you got there. Like,
Yep.
and I think the Tampa Bay Buffalo game this weekend will tell us a lot about the Bills. Like if they really show up in this one and they manhandle the Bucks, then I'm over my issues with them. And we'll just discount the Dolphins as an off week. But I mean, they definitely have some questions. And also,
Oh,
I know the Patriots look really good. They had the easiest first half schedule and the second easiest second half schedule. So
yeah.
they look real nice, but their teams that they've played have the worst combined records of any teams that are left on anyone's schedule. So, yes, they look good. Yeah, they're putting up great numbers, but I would be interested to see how they would match up like this week if they played each other. Like the Bills are
Yeah.
struggling a little bit. The Patriots look really good, but also they're kind of beating up on some sad opponents.
Yeah, I want to pull this up here real quick and look at their remaining schedule. So they play the Bills at home at the Ravens are really their only two tough games in week
Yeah.
15 and week 16. So we'll see how they look in those 2 games.
Yeah, I'm fine
But
with them winning the division. Like if they
yeah,
wanna they wanna take that, fine. I think Buffalo has more experience obviously in the postseason with their more veteran team, but it's
yeah,
a real nice way to come in and have a soft schedule and get your rookies producing and stuff the first year. I think that's fantastic.
yeah, absolutely. Taking
Good
advantage of
confidence
it.
boost.
Yeah. So let's get into our picks for week 11. You know, your 4 game lead. We'll see if you grow that lead or if I can cut into it a little bit here. It starts Sunday morning in Spain, in Madrid, as the 3-7 Commanders take on the 3-7 Dolphins. And we've been hating on Miami for a while, but the Commanders are on a 5 game losing streak, and the Dolphins look like the much better team at this point. I think Miami should be able to get a win here. What do you think?
Yeah, I just feel like this is their sweet spot of the season. Like they're not really in it. They're having fun. They just beat up on the Bills. Their coach, I've never seen a 3-7. Like Abe said this, like no 3-7 team has ever been this happy to be 3-7 before. Like beating the Bills was their Super Bowl, just trolling the other team, rolling past Bills bars. I mean, like if that's what you wanted out of the season, congratulations. I'm happy for you. Like if that's where the bar was, like good job. But I mean, ew.
Yeah, it
Um,
was a little over the top.
it was so over the top. And I mean they have their whole team there. Like there's no reason like Tua is playing like they've got their starters in the game. Like there's no reason they shouldn't win this one. I do love the matchup with Marcus Mariota and Tua. I think that's super
Yeah.
cool. Like they know each other. Like they went to the same high school. I love that they get to play each other. And Washington is just so beat up right now. Like missing their quarterback. I mean, Terry McLaurin's a huge loss. Traylon Burks is out. Like, and I know the Commanders are down Deron Payne with his suspension, but I feel like the list is of injured players is just so much of a rougher deal for the Commanders in this matchup.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, if they were healthy, then this is a toss-up, and the Commanders, I might pick them. But with all these injuries, it's easy to pick Miami here. And hopefully for Madrid and Spain, they get a decent game. You know, we like to send overseas our bad football all the time.
Well, I feel like we don't have beef with Spain though. Like I feel like England gets our worst possible matchups. Like,
This isn't a good one. Maybe in the preseason they thought this would be good. This isn't a good
yeah.
one
I'm just saying, like, we don't really have personal beef with Spain, so like we shouldn't be
though.
punishing them. And I'm intrigued to see how Dan Quinn taking over defensive play calling duties is going to look in this matchup.
Yeah.
They've had some issues there, and obviously, being ranked 28th and then losing two of your starting outside corners for this matchup is going to suck. But I'm intrigued to see if that makes a difference because as a Packers fan, somebody else taking over play calling sounds fantastic to me. So I'll be intrigued to see if it's actually an improvement or if it's just like a player thing. Like, is the issue how the team is being managed, or is it actually the talent on the team?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might be able to provide a spark to that defense, but we'll see, considering the injuries and suspensions and all that. So we agree with the Dolphins in Spain. Um, let's go to the 5-5 Panthers at the 3-6 Falcons, and Atlanta quietly on a 4 game losing streak. They got beat by the Panthers 30-0 in week 3. So you have to think that Raheem Morris and the Falcons are going to want revenge here. Do you think the Falcons can snap this losing streak and beat the Panthers?
I I'm so confused about the Panthers and the Falcons. I don't know who they are week to week. Like the Panthers look so good against Green Bay, but
Yeah,
also
and
like
and so bad last week,
yeah, and I was like, but
against the
also
Saints.
a week later they look like absolute garbage. And I mean, we legitimately have a Falcons quarter, guys. I don't think you understand. This is my life now because I went 0-7 with my Falcons picks. So there it is. So I started flipping a coin. I argued with the coin the last 2 weeks and I was correct. So fuck the coin. Um, my curse is broken, but this matchup is just so ugly. Like you don't know who either of these teams are week to week. They're so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Um, and the Panthers' inability to get the ball downfield has been a huge issue. I mean, McMillan has great hands, but they're only averaging 11.25 points over the last month of football. And then the Saints, they figured out what to do against Carolina. Like get the
Yeah.
get the defense lined up to stop Rico Dowdle, and you're good. Like that's all you need to do. If they can't throw the ball, Rico Dowdle's been putting up amazing numbers. That's the only thing you need to focus on. So obviously we know the code to beat the Panthers, but then the Falcons. some weeks they have an amazing defense, some weeks their defense does nothing. So I don't know about this one.
So for me, I look at it like this. The Panthers, we talked about it last week how the Panthers were convincing us to take them seriously. And then they go and lay a dud like that against the Saints and lose to such a bad Saints team. So I cannot pick the Panthers. I don't care what they
Yeah.
do. I don't trust this
No,
team.
I've
And
got Atlanta in this one, but just depending on which version of either team shows up, it could honestly go either way. Something that I found interesting. So Bryce Young is 5-4 as the starter this year. His total number of wins from the first two seasons was 6 games. So
wow.
he's looking pretty good. I mean, he's about to surpass that if he wins this one. And I love Rico Dowdle when he's used consistently. There have been weeks when he has an awesome week, and the next week they just like write him out of the game plan, which maybe
Yeah.
he's got like some soreness or something they haven't diagnosed as a legitimate injury for the public. But when he's being used properly, he puts up ridiculous numbers. Like he's got 5 games this season with 18 or more touches.
Yeah, for me, I think the Falcons have been quietly, I know they're on a 4 game losing streak, but they've looked pretty good the last 2 weeks. They almost beat the Colts in
Yeah.
overtime, and they were 1 point away from beating the Patriots, who are red hot. So I trust the Falcons more than the Panthers at this point. They're at home. It's an easy pick for me. I'm going Atlanta. Now it might backfire and Carolina might
Yeah.
show up but I gotta take Atlanta based on recent history.
I
So,
just wonder how depressed they are after that 4 game losing streak. Like at some point, emotionally, that catches up with you. But they were so competitive against two big opponents the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, I trust them against a mediocre opponent.
well, and the thing is also, I know the 4 game losing streak sucks and, the season's slipping away, but Tampa Bay's lost a couple games now too. And the no one's running away with that division is my point. So if you win in this game,
Isn't that every season? Nobody
yeah,
wants to win the division.
yeah, the
Like
NFC
it's
South.
like someone is being punished by winning the division every year. They're like, "No, you take it. No, you go ahead." Like it's like every team wants to lose the division, I swear.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while now.
I
So,
can't stand it.
but we agree on that one as well with the Falcons at home against Carolina. Now, this is the Amanda Bowl, as I like to call it, the 6-3 Bucks at the 6-3 Bills. Your two favorite quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield, dueling it out. And this is actually a very important game because both teams lost last week.
Mhm.
Neither of these teams, both these teams have championship expectations. Neither wants to be on a losing streak at this point in the year. So I think this is going to be a highly competitive matchup, and
Mhm.
it's just going to probably go down to the wire, maybe even overtime. What do you think?
I That's what I want from this one. I mean, you look at how they're matched up. Like they've played twice. They're 1-1. Both of them are missing two of their biggest offensive weapons. We've got Chris
Yeah.
Godwin out, Bucky Irving out. As far as I know, Khalil Shakir isn't playing. Dalton Kincaid is out for the Bills. Like it's so well matched up. Um, and I mean, both of the coaches have a lot of respect talking about the other team and the other quarterbacks. Todd Bowles was saying like that offense is so explosive. Like we know Josh Allen is amazing on the ground. James Cook, we got to look out for. Like, I love the mutual respect and the shit talking back and forth between the two boys. That shit was hilarious. If you haven't seen the videos of Baker and Josh going after each other in their interviews, please watch it. It's so funny. Uh, but this Bills defense is starting to come back from a lot of sickness and injury issues. With the timing of those injuries and their improvements, I think the Bills will be able to pull this one off.
Yeah, I agree. Being at home, I mean, this is a tough one to pick. It could go either way really easily. Um, I think the Bills are going to be pissed off after the way they lost to the Dolphins last week. They know they're a better team than that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to
You
have them focused.
Yeah, I think on
So,
our last episode, you said maybe they were looking past the Dolphins matchup. Something to look out for, though. Josh Allen, in each of their 3 losses this season, he has 2 turnovers, exactly two, no more, no less. In each of their 6 wins, he has 1 turnover. So if the second
okay.
one comes in this game, you know it's a loss, and we picked wrong. Not necessarily, but I found that interesting. Like that's the tipping point. He throws a second pick, the game's over.
And I do think the Bills find a way to win this game. And the good news for Tampa Bay is even if you lose this, you
This
can
is
say that Chris Godwin and Bucky Irving are should be back next week. So
Mhm.
that'll be a nice boost. They need Bucky Irving
Well,
for
yeah, and
sure.
I mean, looking at the rankings in their divisions, like the Bills need 9 wins to win their
Yes.
division. The Bucks, I mean, the Bucks could win at just over 500 because that division is so bad. So I feel like the Bills need this win a little bit more than the Bucks do.
Yeah. You say the Bills need 9 wins? They probably need like
No,
13 to
no, no.
win
I'm
that
saying nine
division.
wins right now. They need to be at 9 wins to be in
Oh
lead
yeah.
division, like
Yeah.
because the Patriots have 9 wins. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they need to be there right now, and they're not. So this is a must win. Tampa Bay, yeah, they'd like to win this one, but also their division is way less competitive. So I feel like Tampa Bay
Yeah.
can slide for another week, let Josh Allen have this one, and then when their weapons are back, they can start going on a streak.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good take. So we agree once again on the Bills there. Let's go 4-5 Texans at the 1-8 Titans. Uh, Texans coming off a huge comeback win against the Jags. This is a matchup of the number one scoring defense in Houston against the worst scoring offense in Tennessee. Uh, the Texans beat the Titans 26 to nothing in week 4. I see a similar outcome in this one. Davis Mills, to his credit, looked pretty good last week, so I don't see why the Texans can't roll over the Titans once again.
Yeah, I have no positives to say about the Titans. I know they're hoping to get Calvin Ridley back, but I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make.
Yeah.
I I've been a little disappointed in Houston this season. They've had 2 chances so far to get back to 500 after their season start of 0 and 3. And every time they're at that point where they can pull it off, they lose that game. But this
I
Titans team
think
is
maybe this is
great.
the one.
It's
Yeah.
a great bounce back game for them.
Yeah. So if they can get to 500 here, that would be big. So, and I think they will. And then hopefully get CJ Stroud back next week and continue. Quietly, the Texans have been building something. I think they're 4-2 their last 6 games. So, a slow start, but they're starting to get things going.
Something I found
Um,
funny about the Texans. So we've been talking about how they're down some of their offensive weapons. Nico Collins hit his season high in targets and receiving yards last week, but he's 3 straight games without a receiving touchdown. So he's putting up his
wow.
best numbers. He's just not scoring on any of those.
That'll come. He's the number
Yeah.
one receiver. I think he needs CJ Stroud back. That's probably part of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got better chemistry with CJ. Like they've come in
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But Davis Mills is I mean, if he plays like he did last week, it was a hell of a backup.
The thing that pissed me off so much, since when does Davis Mills have wheels? Since when can he run for touchdowns? Like,
That's the cool thing to do now. Everybody's
yeah.
doing it. Yeah, he looked good on the ground.
Yeah, he didn't look bad at all. So, we agree on the Texans here. We're gonna disagree at some point, guys. Just stay tuned. And maybe it'll happen here. Let's go to the NFC North with the 6-3 Bears at the 4-5 Vikings. The Bears have quietly won 6 of their last 7 games. And here come the Vikings, JJ McCarthy. Uh, Vikings looking for the sweep. They beat the Bears in week 1. How do you see this game going? It's a good matchup for the Bears offense against a really good Vikings defense with Brian Flores.
So I have been so impressed with Caleb Williams and his scrambling the last couple weeks. Like
Yeah.
fourth winning drive of the season last week, tied with Baker Mayfield and Bo Nix, like second highest QBR with 3 touchdown passes, no turnovers in the last 2 minutes. Um, I mean, he's looking great. I this one has question marks for me because JJ McCarthy has some weapons. He's got some fantastic weapons who can go after the ball. But he's been so inaccurate this season. He's
Hmm.
44th out of 46 quarterbacks in off-target percentage. Like that's rough. Um, and he's got a bruised hand. The coach and I mean, him both downplayed like the injury, but I'm a little suspicious. I feel like the Bears might be able to handle him here. However, the Bears against their division,
What, 0-3 so far this year?
0-2.
0-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Williams, I mean, he's 1-7 against the division. He does not win divisional games, which is kind of important, especially in a division that's this competitive this year.
Yeah.
Um, it's crazy to me that they're tied for the best record in the division, but they haven't won a single game against the division. Real
Yeah.
fucking convenient, guys.
Yeah, 0-2 in the division, that's not going to work. You're going to have to win divisional games, and this is a great opportunity. You don't want to get swept by the Vikings. The Vikings aren't playing great football this year. So this is a very winnable game, but the Bears haven't been playing consistently great. They've just been clutch, and that's a
Yeah.
lot of Caleb Williams. And so they're finding ways to win games, and we'll see if they can do it in this one. This could easily go either way. No TJ Edwards, no Kyler Gordon. Jalen Johnson is close to coming back, but he's not back yet. So the Bears defense has kind of hit a little bit.
Yeah, they've
Uh,
allowed the NFL fifth most touchdown passes. And you look at the offensive weapons on Minnesota, if
yeah,
JJ can actually hit his receivers, that's cons
yeah,
but also it depends on if JJ can, get the ball to his receivers or just throw it 5 yards off like he likes to do.
yeah. And JJ McCarthy is interesting too because he played solid against the Lions 2 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
then really struggled last week. So what do you think? Are you? It sounds like you're leaning Minnesota, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Caleb Williams is due to drop an ugly one right now. Like he's been playing really well. I just feel
Yeah.
like that's not going to continue throughout the whole season. I feel like he needs to drop an ugly one and get it out of his system again. Um, I feel like Minnesota, but like a 51-49 split. Like I think it could be really close. I don't know.
I agree with you. I could, if you pick the Bears, I would pick Minnesota. If you pick
Fair.
Minnesota, I'm going to pick the Bears. So I'm going to pick Chicago here on the
Fair enough.
road. But it makes sense. I could easily see the Vikings winning this. And if you
Yeah,
talk
I
about
could
a
I could
kid,
argue for either one. Like if you came
yeah,
at me and were like, "Hey, talk me into picking the Bears," I can give you 10 reasons. Uh,
yeah,
I just not being able to win a game against the division so far. I mean, he's won one game in 2 seasons. Like that's
yep.
rough. So I'll stick with Minnesota here, but I would not be surprised if Minnesota messes that all up.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the Bears. That way my family doesn't disown me this week. So.
How many weeks have you picked against them and they've won this season? Your family's got to be so sick of your shit.
They don't. It's not as bad when the Bears win, but if I pick them to lose and then they lose, then I hear about it for sure. So,
Oh, I was
I,
just waiting for Green Bay to pull off the win after having picked the Eagles and just have everyone in the DMs just blowing up at me, but I was correct. So,
I'm still mad about that game too. But anyways, speaking of your Packers, you're not used to this on a 2-game losing streak, so this is a great opportunity to get off of this, get a big win. You're at the Giants, but the Giants on a 4-game losing streak. Jackson Dart is out with a concussion, so Jameis Winston will be getting the start. Uh, but to me, Dart with 4 concussions this year, I think that's a big reason why Brian Dable got fired.
so I had only known about the two because they were subtle about the preseason and
Yeah,
before the
me too.
season
I had
started.
forgotten.
They
Yeah.
were subtle about that. And then we've got the team insider coming out with this other information. As soon as he went into the concussion tent and pulled Dart out after Russell Wilson threw one hideous pass straight into the ground, I was like, oh, that man's trying to lose his job. Like, a little too hype on the concept of not losing his job. He found his golden goose with his rookies, and I feel like he just went a little over the top and kind of lost sight of some of the
Long term.
long
Yeah.
term and just like keeping the players safe. Player safety is such a huge thing. As soon as he went into that tent, I was like, oh, that's not going to end well for him. I just
Yeah.
feel like team liability, they had to fire him. Like, even if they loved him, even if he had a great relationship with Dart and Scadaboo, I just feel like you can't keep a coach who goes in and pulls people out of concussion protocol and gets fined. Like,
Yeah.
I have we ever had a rookie have have two or more concussions their rookie season?
No, not that I'm aware of, and more so too, is his play calling, right? It's obvious your play calling keeps putting this quarterback in danger and in jeopardy. So yeah, the writing was on the wall. The Giants had to do something.
Well, and
But
now they have interim head coach Mike Kafka, which I love this. I love this so much because we've got Jameis Winston starting. So nobody knows Mike Kafka from college. However, in the Outback Bowl in 2010, as Northwestern's quarterback, my man went 47 of 78 with five interceptions. If that's not a coach who should be working with Jameis Winston, I don't know who
yeah.
is. Like all vibes, horrible, horrible QBR, but like we're totally fine with it. I love that Russell Wilson comes in. He has like he could have the same exact like he'll throw a pick and everyone boos the shit out of him. Everyone hates Russ. Jameis Winston throws a pick and we're like, oh no, he's it's fine. We love him. Like he can do whatever he wants. He's just a personality hire. We love him.
Yeah.
So it's just they were meant to be together. I love them. I hope they stay together forever. I hope he just follows Jameis around the league. Like that's crazy.
If he throws 78 pass attempts, that's going to be ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever seen that many pass attempts before. That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. 47 of 78. I was like, what? I don't know. How do you get that many plays off? Like, did they not
Yeah.
run a single time? I was cackling at that when I saw that. And I was like, I don't even know who the fuck Mike Kafka is. And I looked it up and I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's perfect. Five interceptions.
So, yeah, the Packers expecting to get Christian Watson and Matthew Golden in this game. Lucas Van Ness, Luke Ness Monster is going to be back for your Packers.
That's my name. That is trademarked. So everyone knows.
Giants Giants are without Evan Neal, Darius Slayton, Kayvon Thibodeau. All signs are pointing to Green Bay. And there's been this talk this week about Matt LaFleur, quote unquote, being on the hot seat. I tell you what, if he loses this game, that's for real. I don't think the Packers lose this game any way imaginable. I think this is an easy win for Green Bay, but it better be. You know what I mean?
So I have one question about our coaching, game management, decision making. Um, who is in charge of picking the kicker for the week when we have two kickers on our roster?
That's
McManus is
LaFleur.
McManus is dead last in NFL in field goal percentage. We have a
Jeez.
kicker who went 10 for 10 and set the franchise record for our team, still on our roster, still actively on our roster.
Yeah.
Why are we keeping the guy who's dead last in field goal percentage? Like we're gonna have to
Yeah.
pay him either way. All three of the games we've lost have been by 3 points.
Jeez.
Someone please argue why the fuck we would keep a kicker who cannot hit a field goal.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
left
don't get it.
9 points on the field in that game by not going for it on not taking a 57-yard attempt on 4th and 9, punting it away on a 58-yard attempt, and then him missing by about 30 yards at the end of the game, our last matchup. And we lost by 3 points. If we had a field goal kicker who could sink a 57-yarder, we would have won that game.
Yeah, and what's the point of having a kicker starting if you don't trust him, right? So,
And week
yeah,
after week, it's, oh no, we're sticking with him.
starting to
Okay.
sound like the Browns head coach with Dylan Gabriel.
Mhm.
This shit's maddening for sure.
Yeah, but we're still competitive. Like the Brown season is what it is. Maybe they're going to start him for X number of games. And they've got a plan to start Shador for X number of games. Like their season's not going anywhere. We're 5-3-1. Ugh. That tie fucks me up so much. But like, what is the point?
Yeah,
Like we're still competitive. There's no reason to not do things that will keep you in games and help you win games, especially when all three of your losses have been by a field goal each time. Anyway,
yeah.
soapbox over. So tell me why you're gonna pick the Packers here.
Because they're far more talented, they're healthier. They should win this game by 20 points.
Yeah.
Like on paper, talent wise, There's a reason why I picked this Packers team to go to the Super Bowl. They've been dealing with slow starts, much like the Broncos, and they have to overcome that. That's Matt LaFleur's job, that's Jordan Love's job, is to get the offense going earlier. Because if you get out to a 10-0 lead or 14-0 lead, then Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary can pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. You allow a team to hang around and it's 0-0 at halftime, and you don't have those advantages. So that's the goal here. Get out to an early lead, and then maybe Winston will throw 4 picks and you'll blow them out 38-10 or something like that.
So just to argue and play contrarian here, Jameis Winston, do you know what his history is against the Packers?
Nope.
So he has played 3 games against the Packers. Um, Over those 3 games, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, his mean QBR of 123.3, the second highest versus any opponent that he's played more than once.
That's crazy.
So Jameis is almost perfect versus the Packers. So, his defenses might not have kept him in all of those. What's amazing to me is on our last episode, I brought up the games that the Giants have let slip away for them. 14 seconds left in the fourth. They were up 37-34. 7 minutes left in the first half. They were up 11 versus the Saints. 26-8. 5 minutes left in the fourth versus the Broncos. Up 10 points with 4 minutes left versus the Bears. They lost all
Yeah.
4 of those games. Green Bay has scored 103 points in the fourth quarter this season, more than double
Yeah.
what we score in any other quarter. So they have issues on defense in the fourth quarter. We only have offense in the fourth quarter. So don't turn off your TV in the third quarter of this game, no matter what the score is, because
Yeah.
both of these teams like to do a whole bunch of shenanigans in the fourth quarter. So I think Green Bay should win this, but Jameis is kind of Green Bay kryptonite, so I don't know.
Yeah, I could see him legit throwing the ball 78 times, you
And
know.
we love when a quarterback comes in with nothing to lose and is just having fun. Like,
Yeah.
so spicy Jameis to start. I kind of want to root for them. Also, if we lose and it's kicker related, then I won't have to see McManus anymore. So I kind of want the Giants to win just to get rid of our kicking issues.
You shouldn't be playing those kind of games at this point in the season with the Bears ahead of you in the standings.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sorry, playing the games, not LaFleur is. So
so we'll see what happens. But Packers, I'm gonna go ahead and say Packers by double digits. I can say that with confidence. So we agree on that game. We
Green
only
Bay is
disagree
trying to
on,
avoid their third straight game with 13 or fewer points.
yeah, this is the game to do it. I'm gonna say Packers put up more than 24. So we'll
Okay.
see.
Well,
We'll
I
see if
hope
they
so.
can
I'm
do it.
picking Green Bay. I'm just a little spicy because I think some of our decision making from the top is idiotic. So,
I agree, but I think against anybody else you could make a case, but the Giants, that's very winnable. So, all right, 3-6 Bengals at the 5-4 Steelers, and this is a must-win for Pittsburgh. They got beat by Cincy 33-31 in Week 7. They're coming off a really bad loss against the Chargers, where the offense looked terrible. Um, The Ravens are hot on their heels now. And this is a game where the Bengals will be without both their starting pass rushers, Trey Hendrickson and the rookie Shamar Stewart. So there's no way I can pick the Bengals here. The Steelers need to show up like they did against the Colts on all sides of the ball and get a very important win here.
yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. I completely agree with you. The Bengals are the league's worst rushing attack. Um, and I know we had an upset in week 7, but I feel like they've done so much to correct those issues in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And this game is so important to them. Like I know they had a real rough week. Aaron Rodgers had his worst game of his career. Um, Aaron Rodgers with a chip on his shoulder tends to do some
Yeah.
magic. So I
Yeah.
kind of like the pissed off Rodgers.
Yeah, for sure. And they need it, and I expect them to take care of business. They're at home. Get that bad taste out of their mouth, get a big division win, and keep the Ravens at bay for another week. So we agree on that one. Let's go. This is an interesting game. The 7-3 Chargers at the 5-4 Jags. Chargers on a 3-game winning streak. Amanda, we've been talking all season long about the Chargers injuries and how they keep on plugging away. The fact they've been down Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, Omarion Hampton, Najee Harris, and they're on a 3-game winning streak right now is crazy. Harbaugh just keeps finding ways to get the most out of this roster, you know?
The Chargers and the 49ers have both been so amazing at just bandaging those injuries and keep on trucking. Like I'm so proud of what they've done so far this season. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
glad Lad McConkey and Gadsden get to play in this one because they've missed a couple weapons, but that win versus the Steelers last week was so impressive.
yeah,
And I don't know if I've seen Herbert that spicy so far in his career. He was sacked 5 times. He was arguing with officials about hits. He was asking for flags, but he doesn't get a lot of flags thrown. Like there are quarterbacks who will get knocked down like he is, and there'll be flags coming from 3 different officials, but they kind
yeah.
of let him play a lot with him. He doesn't pull a lot of flags. And he was saying like, I don't think arguing is helping me. If I make a big deal about it, odds are they're not going to call it. But he had a right to get a little cranky in that matchup. There was some stuff that should have been thrown for him.
Yeah, and I think Harbaugh has given him confidence. And when you're confident and feeling yourself and playing well, you're more likely to be outspoken, you know, and stand up for yourself. And I think Harbaugh is the best quarterback whisperer in the game, and he's getting the most out of them. He's sticking with the run game, even with those injuries on the O line. And with the emergence of Oronde Gadsden and Lad McConkey and getting Omarion Hampton back soon, not quite yet, but soon, this Chargers team is still very much in the hunt to win the AFC West. Um, Jacksonville coming off a bad blown loss against the Texans. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. Um, I would love for the Jags to turn it around, but I wasn't a fan of their coaching staff. I just think they're going to get out coached like crazy in this game, and Herbert's playing better football than Trevor Lawrence too.
Yeah, I know that there are some issues. Like Herbert has been sacked third most times in the NFL, hit a league high 134 times, missing his 2 offensive tackles for the rest of the season sucks. So like, yeah, the Jags could take advantage in it, but I just this defense is better. They've held quarterbacks to a 38 completion rate,
Yeah.
lowest mark in the league. Like they've only allowed 1 passing touchdown and forced 5 interceptions on deep throws this season. Like there's been 6 deep throws attempted against them. Their defense is just better, and you know how I feel about the quarterback in Jacksonville. I'm just not. I don't see it. I do think they're going to be outcoached. I think the timing is bad for them. And I think with the spice and the self-advocacy we saw from this team last week, arguing with the refs, getting some late flags called that should have been thrown earlier. I just feel like the Chargers are in a great place to just kind of roll over Jacksonville this week.
Yeah, I think they've got the number one pass defense in football, and they got a pass rush. Khalil Mack at his age is still getting it done. Tuli Tuapolota, your favorite, getting it done as well.
Okay.
So
First of all, he's not my favorite. I just panic every time I have to say his name. So
just call him Tuli, like Tua. I never say Tonga Bailoa or whatever it is.
so it's one of those names that like if I just say it, it's fine. But if I put it in my notes, then I look at it too long and I'm like, fuck, there's so many letters, and then I panic. So it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
I
can't look at it when
really
you say it.
struggle. Yeah, I struggle with those Samoan Hawaiian last names. Those can get pretty crazy.
They're so melodic. So if you're just saying them from memory, it's fine. But as soon as I like look at them, I'm like, oh, there's like 97 vowels here. Panic.
So we agree on the Chargers in Jacksonville. This is a great matchup here. The 7-2
Oh,
Seahawks at the
yeah, these
seven and
these
two.
afternoon games, guys. I am so excited about this window. It's going to be so good. Unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
my son's birthday, so I will be at a trampoline place. But oh well.
Well, you'll have your phone out watching Seahawks Rams. Both teams on 4-game winning streaks. Both teams coming off blowout wins. Matthew Stafford's been absolutely on fire. I expect him to continue it. My question to you is this is Sam Darnold's first game against the Rams since getting knocked out of the playoffs last year, and he didn't look good in that game. Do you expect Sam Darnold? He's been playing really well to this point. Is he going to overcome that and play really well in this game and it be a duel with Stafford? Or do you think Stafford and the Rams just outplay him?
I mean, Stafford's run lately has been so good. His past 6 games, 20 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
And the defense has looked so good. Like I told you on our last episode not to say it because I didn't want to jinx it, but it's a
Mhm.
very Legion of Boom-esque. Like it's 2.0 Legion
Yeah.
of Doom, like just switch a couple letters up, but they've been so good. 2 fumble returns by DeMarcus Lawrence. He's such a fantastic addition to that team. I just feel like both of these teams had such great lopsided wins last week, but I am so much more impressed by Seattle's.
Okay. Yeah, they were up what, 35 nothing?
Yeah.
They but to me, I'm not buying all this Seahawks. A lot of people are putting the Seahawks in the Super Bowl conversation, and I'm not there with it. They're gonna have to prove it to me.
Yeah. I
I
need
think
Sam
they
Darnold to win a postseason game first.
Yes, and it starts with this, right? If you can go
Yeah.
into LA and get a huge road win and outplay Stafford, then I'll shut the hell up for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? And start buying it. But I got to see it to believe it. Right now, I trust Stafford and McVay so much more.
Yeah, you want to talk about quarterback whisperers. McVay is up there in that conversation too. And Stafford is just so
Yeah.
confident. He's been here, he's decisive. Like, I feel like confidence and decision making have always been my questions with Sam Darnold. Like, as soon as he starts feeling a little bit of pressure, like I don't think I would pick him to help me come back in a fourth quarter. If I was picking
Hmm.
between these two quarterbacks, I would roll with Stafford. And I just if you look at where the scoring was in these games last week, like 28 points in the first quarter is going to be so hard to overcome for any team. And I just feel like the the defense contributed so much to that one,
Yeah.
but generally you don't see defenses putting up 14 points in the first quarter. Like I feel
Yeah.
like he really got the ball rolling, and I don't think we're going to have those bad throws from Matt Stafford like they were able to take advantage of last week.
You got the cool Puka Nakua versus Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup coming back to LA. Devontae Adams expected to play. To me, it's an easy pick. I've got the Rams, and it might be the Rams by double digits. I'm all in on the Rams here. So you're going with the Rams too, or how are you feeling?
Yeah, I gotta roll with the Rams here. I do like Seattle. I don't trust them yet. If they win
Yeah.
this one, I will shut up about that. I think their defense is doing great things, but I feel like they shouldn't have done all the stuff they did last week. I feel like the game tape is gonna be easier to manage for the Rams this week. I feel like they should have saved that for this one. Like, just barely beat them and then roll into this one and keep all the spice. But JSN is currently leading the league with 1,041 receiving yards. He's the first player in Seahawks history with 1,000 receiving yards over the first 9 games. So he's having
Wow.
a franchise record kind of season. They've got a ton of talent. I could see Seattle winning this one. I'm not gonna say the Rams are gonna blow them out or anything. I think it'll be a bit more competitive. But I do think the Rams are a bit more stable. So I'm gonna trust them to win it by a few.
Did Rashid Shaheed play last week for Seattle?
I will look that up.
Yeah, I don't know if he did, and I'm interested to see if adding him what that does for if that provides a spark. Because
I mean, they were pretty lit up last week. I don't know if a spark was what they needed. They played pretty
he had
damn well.
one catch for 3 yards on one target.
He,
So
he kind of played.
yeah, um, but yeah,
He
I'm
had he
sticking
had
with the
two
Rams.
carries for 20 yards as well.
Okay, hey, running back slash wide receiver. I don't know if that's why you traded for him though. Let's get him involved in the passing game.
Yeah,
But
JSN was just so spicy in this one, and Charbonnet put up 83 yards. Kenneth Walker, they did a great job of spreading the ball around. You look at how many receivers had and running backs had more than 20 yards. There's 6 names.
yeah, and
So
they
they
didn't really need him, right? Once you're up 28 nothing in the first quarter, it's like run the ball and run the clock out, right? Um, all right, let's go. The 6-4 49ers at the 3-6 Cardinals. Arizona has lost six of their last seven games. The 49ers, coming off a loss to the Rams, go back to Brock Purdy. So he'll start in this game. The 49ers are looking for the sweep after beating the Cardinals in week three. The Niners are getting a little bit healthier. They're getting Ricky Pearsall back, Jawan Jennings. The Cardinals will be without Marvin Harrison Jr. All signs are pointing 49ers here. I don't trust this Cardinals team at all, especially without Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers are injured, but there's still plenty enough weapons out there to go and win this one on the road.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that the Cardinals are missing Marvin Harrison Jr. and Zay Jones because the 49ers, since losing Fred Warner, they've been the most susceptible to tight end scoring. Like
Okay.
they're kind of beat up by tight ends, third most touchdowns given up to the position of any team. So Trey McBride is starting to hit his stride. So it would be great if he wasn't the obvious choice here. But like when your receivers one and two are out, like we're going to double
Yeah.
team. Like unfortunately, it's not going to be a great game for him because they know exactly who the ball's going to go to.
Yeah, so I think the 49ers, we agree on this one.
Yeah,
49ers should win that
absolutely.
one.
I
Yeah.
don't trust the Cardinals. I think Jacoby Brissett is a step up. But the 49ers are just the better team.
Let's go 4-5 Ravens at the 2-7 Browns. Baltimore on a three-game winning streak. Cleveland's lost five of their last six. Kevin Stefanski just keeps sticking with the rookie Dylan Gabriel. The Ravens are looking for the sweep of the Browns, and I think they do it. I think they go into Cleveland. The Browns just can't get anything out of that offense. You know, Dylan Gabriel's giving them nothing, and I don't know why they're so hard-headed and sticking with him. uh, the Ravens are starting to find themselves, and if they get this win, they'll be back to 500 after starting 1-5. So I got the Ravens in this one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I will say, Lamar Jackson with the knee soreness, that O-line needs to hold against Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett in his
Mhm.
last 9 games against Baltimore has 8.5 sacks and 14 QB hits. Lamar Jackson can't be taking hits this week. Like he's already
Yeah,
barely functional. I mean, versus one of the best edge rushers in the league, like that O-line needs to be doing their damn job.
yeah, it's a big game to get the running backs involved. Derrick Henry, Keaton Mitchell. I believe Justice Hill is out, but keep that pass rush off of Lamar Jackson. Get the ball out quick if you do pass. I think I will say I think it's going to be lower scoring. I could see like a 19-6 win here.
Yeah, I think lower scoring. M- maybe the teams will score as many points as their tickets cost this week. Tickets were as low as $6 for this game.
Yeah, I saw that like getting a beer is more expensive
Yeah,
than the
God,
ticket.
I wish Seahawks tickets were $6. I'd be over at the stadium every week. Shit, $6. That's the price of a hot dog. Are you kidding me? I'm so jealous. I wish
Well,
my
be a
team
Browns
sucked.
be a Browns fan and you get luxuries like that.
I have to say though, like, so living in San Diego, nobody went to Padres games. Their tickets were so cheap. I like to go to a game just to go to a game. So I kind of like living
Yeah.
where there's a shitty team, as long as it's not mine.
I remember back in the day Pistons games being like $4.
Yeah,
So,
nobody wanted to see that.
yeah. Um, so yeah, we agree on the Ravens in Cleveland. This is a great matchup here. The 5-4 Chiefs at the 8-2 Broncos. Denver on a 7-game winning streak. How are you feeling about this one, though? We know about the Broncos' issues, especially on offense with slow starts. But Denver plays Kansas City really well. You could argue they could have swept the Chiefs last year, even though they lost. How do you see this one?
Um, I'm so sick of the Broncos. How are you going to be 8-2 but lead the league with 53 punts?
Yeah,
Like
that
not counting the game last night because this is a different week. But how are you going to have the NFL's best record at 8-2 and lead the league in punts? Like what? What in the
Yeah.
lucky crock of bullshit is that?
Well, it kind of reminds me of like the Bears back in the day with Urlacher and that defense with
Yeah.
no offense at all, you know?
I mean,
Um,
the Bo Nix stats are crazy to me. Like he's off target 39% of the time on throws over 10 yards. 32nd of starting quarterbacks. But if you give him a clean pocket, he's still off target 37% of the time, also in 32nd place. Like how he
well,
better be buying that defense some nice Christmas presents. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, and if you're a Broncos fan, you have to be holding out hope, trusting in Sean Payton that eventually he's going to turn Bo Nix around and get him playing much more efficiently, much more consistently. But at this point, it's just not happening. They're winning games, but against the Chiefs, do we expect that to happen? I'm not so sure. No J.K. Dobbins, no Patrick Surtain. A lot of signs, a lot of arrows pointing to Kansas City here, even though it's on the road, right?
And the Chiefs with extra time coming off their
Yeah,
bye week. Andy Reid is 22-4 coming off the bye week.
yeah.
Like, and you look at, so I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs defense. Like you look at these two teams, we have one team that like has a lot of offensive talents, but their defense has been pretty questionable. Chris Jones has 2 sacks. He is 97th in the NFL. If you had asked me where I thought he'd be, it was not there coming to into the season. So I don't
Yeah.
know what the issue is. I don't know why he's having an issue like getting his stats up to where he normally is. And Denver, I mean, they're all defense, no offense, and their offense they have is clutch, but it's only in the last 4 minutes of games. So these teams are just so lopsided and weird, but fun.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun game. I'm definitely going to be watching. Uh, at Denver is interesting. I mean, on the road, the Chiefs haven't exactly been playing their best football either. You know what I mean? And against a defense like that, I wish Patrick Surtain was playing, but Mahomes is still very capable of a couple turnovers here.
Well, yeah, I mean, so over their 4 losses, he's been hit an average of 9.3 times. That game against the Bills, he was
Yeah.
hit 15 times. I can see Mahomes having a rough day too.
Yeah. No Isaiah Pacheco either.
I don't see the Chiefs losing 2 straight games for the second time this season. They haven't done that since 2017. Coming off a bye, I think is the biggest thing for me. I think the Chiefs are gonna pull this one off.
The two factors coming off a bye and no Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
I think that's what puts it slightly in the Chiefs' favor. But we only disagree on one, so
I'm gonna potentially reevaluate the Seattle game. I'm on the fence about that one.
okay, I like that. Good. I like that. And then this one I'm potentially reevaluating as well. I'm gonna go Chiefs right now, but you could
Okay.
get a text on Sunday afternoon.
Okay. I'll put that one in purple too.
All right. So, but that's gonna be both of those games are so fun. So it's gonna be great watching those, talking some shit back and forth. Um, and then Sunday Night Football is a great matchup as well. That's not
Okay.
going to disappoint either. The 6-3 Lions at the 7-2 Eagles. Philly on a 3-game winning streak, and quietly the Lions are just 2-2 in their last 4 games. Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling. They looked a lot better last week against a really bad Commanders team, so I don't know how much to put into that. So this is a big prove it game for the Lions offense with Dan Campbell calling the plays. Can they go into Philly and get a win in prime time with the national audience watching? I say no way in hell. I know the Eagles have been, they struggled against Green Bay offensively. AJ Brown clearly upset.
Yeah,
I think the go ahead.
I'm so sick of AJ Brown complaining
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
They're 7-2 and he's just fucking whining about it. Like
Yeah, and then it's forcing Jalen Hurts and the head coach and everyone to answer questions about it.
I
Yeah,
hate his personality and just how many times have we talked about him saying something and him complaining of the last 3 seasons? Like he just
yeah,
always has something to say. Like your team is 7-2. You're doing fine, buddy. Just zip it. Like you're a part of a team. It's not a tennis match. You're not the star of the game. Like it's fine.
And you're winning. You're the defending
Yeah, you should
champ. You
want a
got a great
collective
record.
win,
Yeah.
regardless of if you have no catches and you're just throwing up blocks for whoever because you're being double teamed. Fine, your team is winning. Like you have
Yeah.
a shot of going back to the Super Bowl. Why are you whining?
Yeah.
Ungrateful little. Anyway,
And
not an AJ Brown fan.
at some point that could hurt them. You know, you keep talking, you keep creating drama. At some point, that could hurt them. I don't think it hurts them on Sunday night, though. What do you think? How do you think the Lions match up in Philly? I mean, that's tough.
So I think the Lions coming off a 44-point game. The Eagles had an okay defense last week. Green Bay just really sucks on offense. So I feel like we made their defense look better than it is. Um,
Hmm.
I just feel like Detroit's defense is questionable, but I feel like their offense is just going to overpower Philly. Also, since Dan Campbell came to town, the Eagles are the only team they have not beat.
Okay.
So they're 0-2 versus Philly under Campbell. The last time they matched up was week 1 of 2022, which you know how I feel about week 1 games, don't mean a goddamn thing. And then
Mhm.
week 8 of 2021, they lost 44-6. So this team is kind of their midseason Super Bowl for Detroit. So I think Detroit is coming in very focused on this matchup. I think they really want to win. And I think the Eagles just have some drama and some internal issues. So I think Detroit pulls this one off.
All right, interesting. Does Sam Laporta not playing factor into that at all?
Yes, because I love Sam.
I know that's your baby, but
That's my baby.
uh,
But they have enough of my other children over there. You guys, there's some inside jokes about this. I have been obsessed with the Lions draft picks for the last 3 years. Like they're always like my top guys. Like, oh, I want Gibbs so bad for Green Bay, and then Detroit gets him. But like over and over, they've been doing this. So now I'm like kind of a Detroit fan because they have all my favorite draft picks. And then they get into the league. Like nobody thought Sam Laporta was going to be this good. I did.
yeah.
And then he gets into the league and he's
Mhm.
amazing. And I was like, I fucking told you. So I'm kind of a closeted Detroit fan. Only their offense, though. Kirby Joseph can. Anyway, but yeah, so if you are getting offended that as a Packers fan I have nice things to say, it's just because I am madly obsessed with all of their draft picks for the last 3 years.
Well, this is my stone cold lock of the century pick of the week. Eagles for the win at home on Sunday night. I think the Lions offense is going to struggle. I don't think uh, I don't think Dan Campbell has fixed their offense, and this is the last. They got weapons. I agree with you. Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, Amon Ra, across the board. But the Eagles match up with them really well. The Eagles
Yeah.
can get. They don't have to bring blitzes to get pressure on Jared Goff. You know they have the guys to defend the Lions' pass. So I'm gonna go Eagles here. I think Saquon Barkley has a good game, and I think the Eagles' offense bounces back. They struggled last week. I think they play a lot better. I got the Eagles in this one. I'm pretty confident about this one. Uh,
What do you think the Eagles'
so
game plan is on offense? Because they tried to go run heavy against Green Bay and that got shut down.
I think they're going to go run heavy again. I think they don't really have a choice. I think that's who their offense is. Go run heavy early, try to establish the run, and then try to pass later once it's established. The reason it didn't work against Green Bay was because they couldn't get the run game going. You
Yeah, Green
know,
Bay was really good against the run in that one.
yeah.
My issue here is Jared Goff under pressure completes 50% of his passes. Like one
Yeah.
touchdown, two interceptions. Like pressured Jared Goff is questionable at best. But I just don't see Philly's offense doing enough. Like,
Well, and what could happen though is so I thank you for reminding me of that. I'm going to pick a multiple golf turnover game. And
you
so
do
if
love
the
those.
defense, yeah, and if the defense creates a couple short fields or a scores off of one, that could help the offense get going too.
Yeah.
I don't think the Eagles' offense is going to have to put up 30 points to win this one.
Fair. And the Eagles only have 4 turnovers this season, fewest in the NFL, fewest through 9 games in their franchise history.
Yeah,
So they're
yeah,
doing a good job protecting the ball.
yeah. So we agree on that one, and that's going to be a fun one on Sunday night. So we disagree on what two, and there's two that are pending, right?
Yeah.
And then let's go to Monday Night Football. The 3-5-1 Cowboys at the 2-7 Raiders. Vegas on a 3-game losing streak, and I'm really interested to see how this Cowboy defense looks on Monday night, and I think it's going to look great. This Raiders offense isn't very good. Geno's turnover prone, and then the Cowboys have added Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson, and they're getting linebacker DeMarvion Overshown, his season debut, coming off a major knee injury last year. But if you remember last year when he was healthy, he was playing great.
He was so
So,
good last year. That knee injury
yeah,
really, really sucked for them. And then, I mean, Dallas is coming in after the death of one of their teammates. They
yeah,
their bye week was timed so well for that. I'm glad they didn't have to come in a few days later and have to play
yeah,
in the bright lights in front of everyone. Like mental health is so important. Um,
yeah.
and
Reach out to your friends, your family, your teammates, check in
yeah,
on
that's
people for sure.
it's such a sad story. And like I don't know what the approach would have been if they didn't have a bye week because those players needed a break with that
Yeah,
news. Like, can we postpone the game or something? Because like I can't imagine having those players out on the field 3 days after that happened. Like that would have been insane to me. So I'm
yeah,
really glad they got the bye week and they said that they've had a therapist coming in and letting the guys talk, letting the guys go to counseling. They said that they understand the best way to honor him is to be aware of their mental health and just kind of make sure everyone's got someone to go to. So I love that they're
yeah,
focusing on mental health after that because that should never happen.
yeah.
It's really sad.
Agreed,
So,
100%.
so shout out to the team for bringing in help to make sure all the guys have someone to talk to for that. That being said, I think they're going to play very well and cohesively in his honor.
Yeah,
And I mean, any team coming off a bye week is going to play well. A team overcoming a big emotional loss like that, I feel like they're really going to show up in this one.
yeah. I think the Cowboys, frankly, I think they blow them out. I think the defense plays really well. I think Dak, because Dak's gone through some mental stuff as well. I believe he lost his brother. So that hits home to him as well. I just think the entire team is going to be unified for Monday night. It's going to be a tribute to Marshawn Nealon, and I think they put up 40 points on the Raiders and
Mhm.
blow them out, win this one easily. So,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Especially when you look at what the Raiders like. So Pete Carroll was asked, like, "Hey, you guys allowed a blocked punt. We're missing field goals. We're not putting up enough points to win games. Like, what's the plan?" Um, Pete Carroll said, "There's there's time to change our scheme. Like, we don't really need to do stuff right now. Like, there's no rush to change things." What?
he's he's looking to 2026. He's already checked out.
It's like we just need to emphasize and focus on things we need to get better, but like we've got time. I'm like, who, what? Anyway, I just don't think they care. I think they've scrapped
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, feed the rookies, feed the young guys, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, and call it a quits, and
I mean, Ashton Genty accounts for 70% of the team's rushing yards. Like he's
yeah.
third highest, and his team is so bad. Like you look at, I mean, I guess Devon Achane is 73% of the Dolphins, but like he's pretty much their only weapon. Jonathan Taylor's 78% of the Colts. Like, so it's fine, but like, how is your record that bad when you have that good of a running back?
Yeah. Well, they missed on the quarterback. That's going to be the big thing this offseason is to find the franchise quarterback and
We should just rescue Ashton Genty and bring him to Green Bay. I think he'd work really great as a 1-2 with Josh Jacobs.
No, he's supposed to be a bear. What are you
Oh,
trying to do?
well,
Steal him away?
too late.
So we disagree on two games so far this week. Do you? I'm going. I'm going to go ahead and say I think I'm going to end up picking the Broncos. I might.
Okay.
I I think there's a good chance I pick the Broncos. Are you going to pick the Seahawks?
Let me consider. Let me think on it.
Yeah. Okay. But so we disagree on two, maybe three, maybe four.
Yeah.
So we'll keep
We'll
you guys
circle back,
posted.
guys. We'll let it simmer
Yeah.
for tomorrow. Argue with
But
us. Shoot us some DMs. Tell us why I should pick Seattle. I know I
yeah,
have a lot of Seattle fans in my social media, so
and why I should pick Denver. I don't ever want to pick Kansas City. I don't like rooting for the
I don't
Chiefs.
either. It's just the Broncos are what are the Broncos? I'm so
Yeah.
irritated by them. Like
Well, 8 game winning streak somehow.
devil magic. I don't know. That's so shady.
Yeah. So we disagree on Eagles Lions and we disagree on Bears Vikings. So gonna be a fun week 11. We'll see if I
Just
can
our
cut
division.
into, yeah, right. See if I can cut into your lead. I gotta get it down to 2 games at least. I mean, what are we doing here? So
Too bad.
hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Have a great week, guys, and peace out.